as we move past the masks that we've put up or that others have put up, we don't get so repelled by them. We kind of have compassion. I've had a mask on. You know, this beautiful Christine, maybe she's had a mask on in another way. Whereas he had a mask to hide a deformity, maybe other people have hid other things behind their masks. We all have a mask that we end up beginning to take off, and as we begin to take it off, the truth about us that we're so afraid of showing begins to come through. And that's why this is saying the truth about you, what you think that you are cannot withstand the will of God, who says light and joy and peace abide in you. Your sinlessness is guaranteed by God. And that's why we come with this, with kind of open to God. We bring our broken toys to him. We bring our broken thoughts to him for him to heal. And the course is kind of interesting because, again, you'll have lessons like this where it's really focused on you. Know who you are. Know the image that you've made of yourself is not the truth. And then the course loves to do this. It says, now think of those that you're holding your grievance against. The same is true for them. It focuses on you, which you're the hardest one on, but it always focuses, too, on those peer relationships. And the reason for that is, where are you going to do it first? You're going to do it with you or you're going to do it out there? It's kind of which comes first, the chicken or the egg. If you can forgive another, if you can see the Christ in another, if you can see the holiness in another, what that means is you've done it for yourself because you cannot give what you do not have. Now, if you can do it for yourself, then you will naturally be able to do it for another. So which one do you work on first? Do you work on you first or do you work on healing the relationships with others? And the course is real clear. We kind of do it together, don't we? It's the chicken or the egg. You do not know really which one comes first. But the process of healing your identity, because we have an identity crisis going on, is critical. And then being able to see that in your brother, because without them, you cannot go home. Salvation is a collaborative venture. The Ark of Peace is entered 2 by 2. We don't go out, we don't go home without them. So we need that awareness in our minds. So you think you are destroyed when you are aware of the truth of who we are, but you are saved. And then look at that fifth. I have stars all over these 3rd through 5th paragraphs. The self you made is not the Son of God. The self you made is not the Son of God. Now that's a little s self. And this is the personality image you've made. It says this self is not the reality of you. It is an image we've made of ourselves. And, in a lot of ways, the Course says that we're like little children. And I've said this before, like we're like children trying to pretend we're adults. Have you ever seen kids put on daddy's shoes that are too big for them or mommy's heels that are too big for them? And they walk around thinking that they're mommy or daddy. Well, they're trying to be like what they see. They see mommy and daddy walking around, they're trying to be like them. Well, we're like trying to be like God. We're trying to be like him, and that's kind of, if we could say that's the closest kind of analogy we have to that mad idea that entered the mind of the Son of God, that he could make a world the complete opposite to the one that God made. And so we have this distorted perception that now we're in charge, and then we forgot we're in charge, and we think the world is living us. It's thinking us. And so right now it's saying this image that we have made is not your reality. It's a distorted image. It's this image that we can be something or try to be. We're trying to use this impulse of truth, of God, and we're distorting it. We're like little kids with daddy's shoes on. We're kind of cute, but we don't walk very well. We're kind of cute, but we're not there yet. And that's the image we have of ourselves. It always seems like we just don't quite get it. We don't quite do it because that's the image we've made of ourselves. From this basic impulse to create, to be as God created us, but we've distorted it through our distorted thinking. Do you see what I'm saying? Through our ego thinking. So it's trying to tell us this is the self we've made. It's not really that good. It's not the truth of who we are. And it will not withstand the will of God because it isn't the truth. That's not a bad thing. It's just the truth. It says the self you made is not the Son of God. Therefore, this self really does not exist. Okay, that's kind of hard. This self isn't real. Now, we still seem to walk around in daddy's shoes and mommy's shoes. We still seem like it's real. We think we're functioning. And yet all of us know that in some ways, if somebody really asked us, we would have no idea what we're doing, right? I mean, don't you kind of feel that way? I know we all look, you're a teacher, You're a mother, you're a business person, whatever, and yet we may have risen to levels of authority in our careers in life, but if somebody were to say, do you really know what you're doing? You'd go, no, I don't. I'm not sure. I haven't got. Most people as they get older say, I don't know. Kind of a kid here. Do I really know what to do? Well, you may think you do, but on another part of us, we're not quite sure. So there's this uncertainty. Therefore, this self, really, the self that we think we've put such investment in, isn't even real. We have just begun to scratch the reality of ourselves by sharing our minds with the mind of all, the mind of love, the mind of God. That's kind of what we're getting to. And I think that unsurety that we have, when we rest in this truth, we are sure then. We are sure. Now, we don't know how that plays out in this world yet because it's uncertain ground. We haven't walked it very much. But the surety is there. We know it when we feel that sense of that into his presence would I enter now, that sense of truth.